Well, we've already reached a record high temperature and summer isn't even here yet. Well, veterinarian Dr. Devon Smith is here with us now to talk about the risk of the hotter temperatures. All right, so tell us, what can happen to our pets if they're left out in this heat?
Sure. So just like you or I, when we're outside enjoying the heat, it's important to be mindful of how hot we're getting. And with our pets, it's not as easy for them to let us know that they are overheating. And so that's where, as owners, it's important to be mindful of, especially like you mentioned, with these increasing temperatures, how much time our pet is spending outside, and then what signs they're exhibiting outside. So if you're leaving your pet outside for a long time and they're starting to pant a lot, they seem a little restless, those could be indicators that they're overheating, and that would direct you to bring the pet inside. I think the most important part of this conversation is, what do you do if you think your pet is overheating? Because it's a little counterintuitive, in my opinion. And so one of the biggest mistakes that people will make is, if their pet, like my dog Darcy here, is overheating, they're panting, they're clearly uncomfortable, is they use ice water. Because you think, okay, you're hot, I want to cool down, pour some ice water on the dog or offer the dog some ice water. But that can actually be really, really harmful. And so what we should focus on doing instead is slowly cooling down the pet, and using just tap water is fine. Normal temperature tap water is completely appropriate. And you can put cool towels on their neck, on their paws, in their armpits. And it is important in these cases to get your animal to a veterinarian for further care.
That's what I was going to ask you. So let's say, at what point does it go from trying those home remedies to then knowing that they need to seek some medical attention?
Sure. I think it's always better to err on the side of caution. I know this is going to sound gross, but if you can get a rectal temperature on your pet, and the temperature is over 105, definitely that's an animal that we want to see come in. And while you're getting to the veterinarian, that's where you can implement some of the things that I spoke about. So, putting them in the car with the AC on, offering them just normal temperatured water. And the reason why it's so important to not shock their body with ice cold water is because when their bodies are overheating, the body vasodilates, so blood can kind of flush away from those internal organs so they're not getting cooked. And when you put ice water on paw pads on their body, that causes vasoconstriction and essentially traps the blood in the internal organs. And so the body loses its natural ability to try and keep cool.
Good to know. Okay, before we let you go, can you tell us quickly any ways that we can protect our pets from the heat?
Sure. So first is know your pet's kind of exercise ability and heat tolerance. So if you're a person that runs with your dog and it's now 90 degrees, I know it was nice last week and Memorial Day was a little bit cooler, is slowly build up to working out in hotter temperatures. Just like you would if you're an athlete yourself, you don't go from 0 to 100 when it's 100 degrees out. You might start working out in the mornings and really just paying attention to your dog's clinical signs. The other two big things are going to be breed related, or I guess specifically related to certain breeds. So the brachycephalic dogs, so the dogs that are squishy faced, they are more prone to having heat stroke. And the other big thing is being overweight. So if you've watched any of my other segments, I'm very particular about obesity, and very hard on my clients about maintaining a good body condition. And so keeping your pets leaner can certainly help prevent this as well.
All right, perfection. Dr. Smith, thank you as always for joining us.
Thanks. Have a good one.
You too.